I'm always delighted to be with Saul News. This has been such a leader in the conservative movement and the Republican Party.
Welcome to the Saul's Newsstand News Rewind for April 18th, 2025. The Daily Caller reports, Newt Gingrich advises GOP to do these three things so Democrats won't take Congress next year. Former House Speaker Newt Gingrich appeared on Fox Business Wednesday to warn Republicans to stick to conservative fundamentals or risk handing Congress back to the Democrats in 2026. Appearing on a segment of Kudlow, Gingrich warned Republicans to avoid political self-sabotage ahead of the 2026 midterms by following three key principles. Ignore consultants who downplay Democratic attacks, learn to communicate more effectively than Democrats, and don't raise taxes.
This would be such an act of destruction. And I agree with you. I think President Trump listens to everybody. I always tell people he listens pretty well, he just doesn't obey. And then he goes off and does what he wants to. I cannot imagine the president as a businessman who's been through recessions, he's been through hard times. I can't imagine him saying, oh yeah, let's go raise taxes, knowing that it will absolutely shatter his coalition. It will mean the entire conservative movement would rise in rebellion. And it means every small business in the country would start recalculating who are they going to have to lay off? Are they even going to be able to stay in business? It would make no sense at all. But I can understand why you have a handful of pollsters and advisors who think they're clever. And they want to play this game of saying, oh, look, the Democrats won't be able to attack us on a tax cut for billionaires because look what we're doing. That's nonsense. Democrats lie. The Democrats, it doesn't matter what we put in the bill, they're going to lie about it.
Well, yeah.
We have to learn to tell the truth better than they can lie.
Spearheaded by Republican South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, Senate Republicans are crafting a strategy to expand their majority from 53 to 55 seats in the 2026 midterms. The Hill reports, Schumer losing favorability in second Trump term. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer has been losing favorability over the course of President Trump's second White House term, according to a new survey released on Wednesday. The Economist poll found that just 23% of surveyed U.S. adults had a favorable view of Schumer, while 51% of respondents said they had an unfavorable outlook of the longtime upper chamber lawmaker. Schumer's favorability has decreased since Trump returned to the Oval Office earlier this year. In late January, the New York Democrats' favorability was 30%, while another 41% of respondents said they had an unfavorable view of the top Democrat, the Economist poll published at the time showed. And finally, the Free Beacon reports, Bernie Sanders spent $221,000 on private jets amid fighting oligarchy tour. Senator Bernie Sanders has crisscrossed the country on his nationwide fighting oligarchy tour to rail against billionaires and supposed oligarchs like Elon Musk, while traveling like an oligarch himself. Campaign expenditures released Tuesday and reviewed by the Washington Free Beacon show Sanders's main campaign committee, Friends of Bernie Sanders, spent $221,723 chartering private jets during the first quarter of 2025, with the first payment coming just days before the launch of his tour in February. The revelation is just the latest contrast between his socialist rhetoric and his millionaire lifestyle. During a 2020 debate, Michael Bloomberg said, "The best-known socialist in the country happens to be a millionaire with 3 houses." That concludes your Saul's Newsstand News Rewind for April 18th, 2025. For more political news faster, visit saulsnews.com.